Hello! We have 3 stories today, but our first makes up 2 parts. Not unlike siblings who make up a family. One man, desperate to help his sick wife, gets a surprise he wasn't expecting after some additional medical testing, which leaves him with a lot more questions than he started with. Questions that make him regret taking the extra tests to begin with. Story 1. I decided to get tested to see if I could donate my kidney to my wife of 6 years. We have 2 kids together, a 4-year-old girl and a 2-year-old boy. My wife got sick just after our son was born and now is in need of a kidney transplant. We checked with her relatives and none were a match or a viable donor. Last week, I got tested. I knew it would be a long shot, so I decided to get tested to see if I could donate. I got a call the other day saying that I was a match. The doctor then said something about wanting to do additional testing due to some information from the HLA tissue test results. I didn't think much of it and agreed. Then the results came in. I was shocked and confused. Any guesses as to what the results might have uncovered? Now's your chance. Drop it in the comments. He explained that because of how DNA information is passed down through generations, a parent to a child could have at least a 50% match. Siblings could have a 0 to 100% match. It was rare to have a high match as husband and wife. I asked, what does that mean? He said that my wife and I have an abnormally high match percentage. Long story short, we're related. No, I'm not kidding. I was put up for adoption before I was born, placed into a family that moved across the country. I knew I was adopted, but we didn't have any information about my bio family. It was a closed adoption. I met my wife by chance 8 years ago. I was on a trip from work and she was working at the site I went to. We worked together for a week. We exchanged numbers, kept in touch. I was sent back there 3 more times that year and each time we became closer. I was given the opportunity to be transferred out there in a new, higher paying position in a different department as hers. The rest is history. I don't know what to do moving forward, but I know it may be wrong. She is my wife and the mother of our kids. This post is probably going to get removed, but it is all true. Edit. Look at name. All of my family is from my adopted parents. My parents adopted me 2 minutes after I was born. Their name is on my birth certificate. They have not told me anything about my bio parents and don't have any info. Her family is not a match, as stated above. Most of her family is low match potential, or can't donate due to medical or other reasons. I am 2 years older than my wife. I do know that my wife was born when her parents were late teens. In the comments, Willash said, "Your kidney should work well then, eh?" Big Beagle Ears added, "Hey little sis, want to find out how many different organs I can put in you?" OP, probably. Oh my gosh. Can't get this to work said, "Real bro, I'm stuck." OP's wife when she wakes up from the surgery, probably. Bunny Bunny said, "I mean, at this point, you are married with children already. Can't take that back, so don't see much point in blowing worlds up, I guess." Oh, doodle. I can't even imagine. This is so cringe. OP does not deserve this. I mean, he's the type of partner anyone would dream of. Willing to give an organ to his wife? He's gotta have good karma, right? And he gets dealt this? I mean, this destroys all hope for all of us. Okay, maybe I'm being a bit melodramatic here, but come on, poor OP. Our second story has our OP piecing together the backstory to what likely happened so long ago. And, with that figured out, planning on just what to do next with the results he has so carefully kept secret. Story 2. This is an update. The original was posted about 2 weeks ago. Yes, I know I misspelled across. Yes, I do have bad grammar and spelling. Yes, I am stressed and freaking out. Yes, I can play the banjo. No, there was no genetic test when we got married. Our state stopped that in the 1990s. No, my wife has never been stuck in the dryer. But she once got stuck under the bed. Joke. The reason I did not go into too much detail is to try not to be so specific that I or my wife might be recognized. Well, the front page of Reddit didn't help with that. Thank you all for your comments and feedback. I didn't respond to them, but I did read all of them. The reason her family couldn't donate was that close relatives had some medical issues that prevent them from donating. Examples: high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, heavy drinkers, and more. The further out we tested, the less % of a match. I wanted to be tested because we needed to find someone. The doctor said it would be unlikely, but wouldn't hurt to try. I was freaking out after I got the news and had to get outside advice. When the doc said that the percentage was abnormally high and that we might be related, I kind of zoned out and started to piece things together in my mind. My parents live 1,000 miles away. They met my in laws a few times, once at my wedding and when both my children were born. My children are fine. My daughter is incredibly smart for her age. My son is a handful and healthy. The way my adoption worked was when my bio mom gave birth to me, I was checked out and put in a different room. I was there but don't know how it officially worked. From what my parents explained, they were in that room waiting. They never met my bio mom in person. My bio mom only had a profile and picked them out of many candidates. I called my parents and told them that I needed to know everything they knew about my bio mom. They told me that they had limited knowledge. They said she was a single mom that was 16 years old. The father was not in the picture. Also, I was born in a hospital 1 hour from where my wife was born. Like I said, limited knowledge. Growing up, I didn't want to find out about my bio parents. To me, my parents were always my parents. I knew I was adopted and that it was a closed adoption. I figure it wouldn't matter long term. I'm not going to do an additional at-home DNA test through any of the traditional testing sites like 23 or Ancestry due to personal reasons. Like the possibility of the family finding out. The doc said all of this to only me, not with my wife present. Some of the additional tests were done through the doctor, which was the CM test? I'm not an expert on DNA testing. They said it was like a 1900 plus CM match. This basically confirms one of my bio parents is one of hers. It can also mean first cousins or aunt or uncle. I'm guessing her dad. When my kids were born, my parents brought photos of me as a baby and commented that I and my son looked a lot like my wife's dad. My son was easily explainable, but all three of us are a different story. I'm not going to bring this up, ever. I might look at my father-in-law differently, but nothing will hopefully change. I hope none of the family goes on Reddit and connects the dots. I am donating my kidney to my wife. We have started the full process. That takes time and a lot of preparation. I plan on talking to my wife after the surgery and after recovery. We will decide what to do with our kids, if we are going to get them tested or ever tell them. I will not be leaving my wife. I love and will always be there for her. I made vows and I will keep them. I love her more than I would a half-sister. Edit to add. I do plan on telling her after the surgery. She is not doing well and I think this will be even harder on her. I would rather her know that I love her as a husband, rather than flip her world upside down right before life-changing and dangerous surgery. If something were to happen, telling our kids is not a decision I'm going to make on my own. It will be a joint thing after my wife knows. In the comments, new writer said, "You seem like a pretty grounded person for someone dealing with a spouse who needs a kidney. I wish you and your family all the best." Also, it's stuff like this that keeps me coming back to Reddit. Adding to that comment and in response to, "You seem like a pretty grounded person for someone dealing with a spouse who needs a kidney," Captain Backbeard said, "On top of that, he also has to deal with a sick sister needing an organ transplant." Iodine Uranium Nobelium said, "Tasteless. I love it." Polyshawn said, "You're a good husband and father." The Microscope said, "And brother." And Tisa added, "Too soon, man, too soon." Panda Broth said, "Look at the bright side. You kept the kidney in the family." Oh goodness. The lack of drama and crazy in this story is super surprising for Reddit, but the funny in the comments really make up for it. You can't help but laugh. I really wonder how the wife responded to the news though. She has a brother she didn't know about, and she's married to him, and he's a wonderful person who donated a kidney. It would be so overwhelming. All the good and the bad at once. Yikes. Meanwhile, OP is all like, "Don't worry about it. I love you no matter what." Now, let's figure out how to tell our kids that we're also their aunt and uncle. I really do wish them all the best with that. Our third story is a love story. A young lady meets a dashing young man and the sparks fizzle? Well, more like they didn't ever exist until all of a sudden they did. And the young woman is overcome by a compulsive thirst that would make even the most covetous of us blush, leaving her scrambling to decipher a mystery. Story 3. Title sounds odd, and I'm gonna need to give a lot of context. I'm an 18-year-old female, and I have a few coworkers where it took me a few months to start to chat with them, but now I really enjoy our conversations. I have one who I felt a pretty strong bond with, and every shift we have together, I'll get excited and spend half my time hoping he'll come over to my area and hang out with me. We're not heavily supervised, and it's a retail job. I've started to realize I may be a little attached, and I very much want to become a friend and hang out outside of work. The few minutes we get to hang out every shift are the most fun I have all week. Here's where the problem starts. Whenever he comes to my area, he'll offer me his vape. I'll take a few hits. I only ever vape socially as I don't own one or care to own one, so I only do it when it is offered to me. I've come to realize that my heavy desire for him to come over to hang out with me during our shifts may not just be because I feel a huge connection. I actually have a nicotine addiction. Edit. Oh my goodness, I did not expect more than 3 people to see this. I read most of the comments, and some people were very nice and some people were not. And that's okay. I've seen anything from, I should smoke more, to, I'm an idiot of doing it at all. I do realize that it's been a bad choice, and I had every option to say no without a fuss. But hey, sometimes stupid feels good. I don't think I expressed the level of crazy I've been feeling and made it seem more like, oh, I enjoy talking to this person. It's more like half of my waking hours at work or otherwise, I am thinking about interacting with this person. Like, I have worked with him for months, and it's only after I started using his vape do I feel the compulsive need to be around him. Like, I enjoy the conversations, and it's a good time regardless, but it's more the euphoria I feel while talking to him mixed with the head rush is just an addicting interaction. It's not to say I don't like him as a person. I really would like to be friends, and without the vape, I'd totally want to be around him still. But I do think my feelings are very much under the realm of compulsive and obsessive than a typical crush. Trust me. Also, no, none of this occurred inside the building for those concerned. In the comments, Ghost to Toast said, "You've Pavloved yourself." That's so good. Callie Bain said, "Y'all, come on." She said she sees this guy when she works with him for a couple minutes at work where she hits his vape a couple times. We cannot seriously be entertaining the face that this girl thinks she has an outright full-blown nicotine addiction, which is fueling her desire and need to see said boy. Y'all, that's a big nope. OP replied, "You're completely right. My phrasing was a little off. I wouldn't say I think I have a full-blown addiction. This post was more making fun of myself because I'm pretty sure the nicotine has had an influence on me and my want to be around him more. I just associate the euphoric feeling of a head rush to being with him, if that makes any sense." Hard to tell if OP is blowing smoke. Sorry, I just had to. Her description of thinking about this guy all the time could just be the biggest crush she's ever had. Who knows? Seems like she needs to go cold turkey, though. She can't not go to work, but she can stop going outside with this guy. Poor dude probably thinks she really likes him since she's so fixated. She probably lights up every time she sees him. If you've enjoyed the story and would like to hear more, consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. Thanks, and bye for now.